Have you ever been caught having sex, and if so, by who? Next question, and this one is going to raise some eyebrows. Do you watch porn?
We're just bearing our whole souls out to them and just telling them everything about our sex life.
And like, he laid on his back, leaned backwards, so he put his legs up and spread it, and he had the hairiest ass. It was just full of girls, like bikinis and shit.
Ew.
So I got to pull out mine and show that I am a man of class. I'm sorry, JC, what was that?
I said I'm gonna grab you by your ball sack and then swing you around like a lasso, like a cowgirl.
And I will pretend I don't like it.
He was being such a dick.
Yeah, we're going over all the questions we're about to answer here, and guys, I don't know if we're gonna make it through this. I know most of the time you watch a Q&A and it's like, they put the crazy question in the thumbnail and they lead you on with the intro, but then it's like, what's your favorite color? And we're like, blue, and we're supposed to like pretend we're enjoying ourselves. No, that's not this video. This video is going to get down, deep, and dirty, fast, hard, and it's gonna stay that way until we're both sore and begging for mercy.
Holy shit. You just
like
kept
that?
going.
You like that? Yeah, I've been working on that one. I've been rehearsing that one in the shower. Which leads us into our first question. Actually, no it doesn't.
No it doesn't.
No it doesn't at all. Anyway, first question, guys. Wait! We didn't start this video off properly, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the road to 100 vlogs. And we're including sit-down videos. This is episode 6.
High five!
How did you first discover masturbation?
From the internet. That is such a boring answer. I'm sorry, I'm really boring, but the internet, I would bet. I was an avid Twitter user in the One Direction fandom. From like my preteen years, like middle school and a little bit before middle school. So I'm sure I saw something that I wasn't supposed to be seeing at that age. So that is my answer.
I was sitting at the lunch table in 6th grade and everyone started calling it fapping. I had no idea what this was. This is like, that's like a long lost word. No one calls it that anymore. Anyway, they're talking about it and I had no idea what the hell they were talking about, but I'm so like scared of being left behind. So I was like, yeah, fap this, fap that. I fap on the ceiling. I don't care. Anyway, I ended up going home and Googling what the hell that means. Turns out it's masturbation. I Googled how to masturbate and it gave me the Google explanation, which I think is very strange.
Google.
Very like, very, not like one that you had to click on.
Was it like the WikiHow
It like
pages?
shows up, and it like originally showed up. Anyway, like I was intrigued, and so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try to do this. But I didn't understand that you need to watch porn to do it. So I'm just sitting here like not hard, like trying to like just basically slapping this worm around and getting anywhere. Nobody is coming to help me. We are not getting to the finish line.
Oh, this is crazy.
All my ancestors are looking down at me like, what the fuck?
Like,
what is wrong with this idiot?
Get this kid in the psych ward.
Yeah, someone punch this kid. Someone help. Anyway, I'm like trying to figure this out, and months go by, and they're talking about it again, and then all of a sudden it was like Halloween in 7th grade, and I went to a friend of mine's house, and they all like watched porn on this dude's computer.
Ew.
I had never watched porn in my life, but I had to act like I had. And everyone's like laughing and like whatever, and it was like who could like not get hard or whatever. I lost immediately. I lost immediately. I had never seen anything like this in my life. What? I was so understimulated. I was, I didn't even need to see the porn. I could have just seen the thumbnail.
This is too much.
Anyway, I do that, and that was the first time I saw it. And then they obviously just like through the grapevine figured it out, and that was what happened.
I don't like that story.
What do you not like about it?
You were in a preteen. Oh, let's put porn on the screen. Who can't get hard?
You think that's bad? What is the weirdest thing you've ever done in the mirror? Would you like to answer this, or would you like me to answer
Wait,
this?
I have a good answer. So, in my parents' house, we used to have one of those medicine cabinets that had the mirror on it. And when I was little, I used to open it up where it was like sideways, and the mirror, and then I would sit in the corner and count how many of there were me. Like in the reflections, how many reflections there were of me, and then I would sit and talk to myself.
Shut up. All right, that's not what we wanted. No one asked for that answer.
And I'd sit there and I'd have conversations with myself.
Cut.
And we'd talk about world domination and how we're gonna marry Harry Styles.
JC, that is so sweet and cute and funny, but my God, I don't
That was
care.
like the first thing that came into my head.
Yeah, anyway, okay, my turn. Sex. I've had sex in front of a mirror, believe it or not. I've done that before. Guys, I am a person that has plenty of sex. We have done that. Should we tell them that we've done that? Sex is the weirdest thing I've ever done in the mirror. I've also pretended to be a rapper. I've also pretended that if I were a rapper, this is what I would look like, and I've literally tweaked it. I'm like, oh, I can't look like that. I look too much like.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
I got a little too much of that, or a little too much of this.
I
need to like.
Oh my god! Imagine.
In eighth grade, I remember I had fake Ray-Bans and I put them on, and I thought that made me like bougie.
Imagine Jack with his Justin Bieber hair, like in the mirror, like freestyling. Oh man.
I can do it right now.
I was about to say that.
I'll do it right now. I don't give a shit.
But I don't believe the ick exists when you're in love with someone. But that
I
did give
disagree.
me the ick.
I've also like rehearsed arguments in front of the mirror. You know, like your teacher says something you didn't like, or you get in a fight with your parents and they ground you, and you have nothing else to do but beat the shit out of a pillow, masturbate, and like look in the mirror and pretend like what you would have said, what you could have said, how you could have said this, but you didn't have the balls because you didn't want to get grounded longer.
That's a classic. That's a classic. I do that in the shower like today.
I've also but by far the weirdest thing I've ever done in front of the mirror was see what my butthole looked like. I think we all gotta admit that we've all been there.
Oh, girls, you might relate to this one. Sometimes you get ingrown hairs down there and you can't really see them with the naked eye, so you gotta go in front of the mirror and try to find it and get it out. I guess that's the weirdest thing I've done.
In front of a mirror?
Well, you can't see it.
Okay, I prefer to talk about my butthole. Can I permission to continue?
Ingrown hairs or butthole?
Let's get to detail.
Which do we prefer?
No, so I was at the gym one time and I was a freshman in high school, and a buddy of mine basically spread it wide. And
what?
Like, he laid on his back, leaned backwards, so he put his legs up and spread it. And he had the hairiest ass I think I've ever seen. I thought I was looking at Sasquatches.
In the public gym?
In the public gym. Yeah, this guy was like about 5 seconds away from a felony, but no one walked in on him, thank God.
What?
Nonetheless, I see a bunch of hair, and I happen to think, wow, I'm definitely not gay, 1. And 2, holy shit, that's a lot of hair. Do I have a lot of hair there? Like,
So
I never really considered it. I never really like thought about it. Anyway, I quickly went home with a frantic urge to see whether or not I had a hairy butthole. And yeah, I did, and I don't. I don't have a hairy butthole. In fact, I have like no hair. I have a pretty asshole for a man.
Okay.
Have you ever been caught having sex? And if so, by who? Have you ever been caught having sex?
No.
Good. I have been caught having sex. In fact, you have also been caught having sex. And
what?
JC didn't think I was going to bring this up. She thought for 1 second that we would just ignore this and lie to you guys on camera, but ha 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 ha. Not today, ladies and gentlemen. We have been caught having sex on multiple occasions. Winnie has this weird thing
Shut the fuck up.
where we'll be doing it, and she gets like genuinely curious and will sometimes think that we're wanting to play. JC's letting the dogs out right now, but I've got another one loaded up for us. Do you have any fetishes? I don't have any fetishes.
One. No, not really. We're kind of.
Wait a minute. You can't say, oh, that's a good one, like you've been inspired by God to just, you like so much just popped in front of your eyes you can't even comprehend. Oh my God, I'm seeing the universe right now as we speak. Who gave me shrooms? That's what you just acted like. And then you can't do that and then be like, oh my gosh, that's a really good question. None. Oh my God, that's so incredible, babe. Tell me more. I don't give a fuck.
We've tried handcuffs. We're just bearing our whole souls out to them and just telling them everything about our sex life.
The world is going to shit either way. I can't open my Instagram without seeing people dying or talking about how...
I think you just have a weird feed, because when I open my Instagram, I see wiener dogs and puppies and little flowers.
Yeah, I guess that is true. When people are like, oh, Instagram is just a bunch of porn and people that are dying, and I'm like, no, it's not. What was that?
You're annoying.
What was that?
Our SD card ran out of storage, and Jack's like,
yeah.
Why did you grab the one without storage? How was I supposed to know? I'm just a girl.
Huh, should we use the 256 gigabyte one or the 12 gigabyte one? I wonder.
They don't care.
Idiot. Just kidding. What were we saying?
Something
Oh yeah, Instagram. People will be like, oh, Instagram's just a bunch of people dying, getting hit by cars, war, propaganda, and Ben Shapiro, and Andrew Tate, and a lot of naked girls. And I'm like, really? Because mine's not. In fact, I was recently at a party, and a bunch of girls were like uptight about how guys like explore, you know, your explore page is like all what you're into or what you're looking at. And like they like were looking at every guy's explore page, and every dude was just full of girls, like bikinis and shit.
Ew.
So I got to pull out mine and show that I am a man of class, ladies and gentlemen, and potentially bisexual, because mine was just full of a bunch of like David Goggins, a shirtless man, a girl getting arrested, a very inappropriate meme, houses, just... I actually apparently don't have a personality now that I'm looking at this.
Yep. It's just a bunch of guys working out.
And like interior design. I would say that's a green flag.
It is a green flag. Mine is all wiener dogs.
Next question, and this one is going to raise some eyebrows because JC and I have already had this conversation in the past, so hopefully when I give my rant after JC answers her question and it pisses everyone off, hopefully I can make up for it with my perfection.
Okay.
Do you watch porn?
Ooh, that is a
I'll
good
let you
one.
answer
That
this
is
first.
an important one.
The world is watching.
Short answer, no. Long answer, yes, but also no. So like I've looked at it in the past. Everyone has. Everyone has. If you say you haven't, you are a liar, pants on fire. But I don't. Short answer, no. Not today, not recently, no.
Well, I'd hope not today. Shit, I've been here all day. Man, my lord, I'd hope not.
Okay, what's your answer?
You're a lot sneakier than I am.
What's your answer?
I do not watch porn, but I have watched it in the past. In fact, I used to watch it way too often, especially way too young. I think porn is perhaps the worst thing that has ever happened to young dudes. Bar none.
I agree.
I think it has absolutely, if you look at comment sections on Instagram in particular, like we were just discussing, if you look at the comment sections on anything relationship advice related or male versus female, gender role bullshit, whatever the hell people are using to get attention, if you look at the comment sections, you see a shitload of porn addicted men. She's not even that hot, this or that, blah, blah, blah. Men have literally allowed these phones to remove their ability to like love or even find motivation to pursue love. Anyone that has ever accomplished anything in life knows that it doesn't last very long. Everyone is living to find love. Like that song, The Beatles, All You Need Is Love. Mm-hmm. That is very real. And if you haven't figured that out yet, you will eventually, I hope. Love is like everything you do revolves around finding love. Getting money, going to school, doing that. You want to be not left behind. You want to be appreciated, admired. It's all different forms of finding love. And the less love you actually have, the more you're going to compensate elsewhere. Buying that car instead of maybe treating this person better, etc. Blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. The problem with porn is that it removes your motivation to be the type of person worth loving and capable of love. It also saturates your ability to find someone attractive, which is inherently it motivates you to treat someone properly. So it just destroys every aspect of what makes a guy a good guy. Because why would you be a good guy when you can get the most stimulating form of love? You're basically getting the artificial love without any effort. It's kind of like comparing a game like a very complex game that requires a lot of intelligence like chess to like Call of Duty. It's like Call of Duty is absolutely more fun. There's no denying that. But there's no denying that people that are good at chess are usually better at everything than people that are better at playing Call of Duty. I just use that example because I know those two things. Winnie wouldn't stop whining, so we're just going to have to hold her from now on. My point is, when you're in middle school, which is when most people are exposed to porn, for one, you're never told this is terrible for you. No one ever says, this might literally ruin your ability to like maintain a relationship. This might destroy your sex drive. This might like destroy, like you're just not warned of any of it. People do not give enough of a fuck about like middle school boys. Boys will be boys and they just kind of like throw them out there. Unfortunately, every boy has a phone and access to the internet. You can't just do that like you used to be able to. Guys are exposed to things they shouldn't be. You should not be able to see the most beautiful, extremely sexualized women in their most vulnerable position with no effort and without the fear or possibility of being judged, rejected, or even seen. That's terrible. How are you gonna have? It's like when people say, when a young guy in his 20s says, "I have social anxiety." It's almost like an admittance to watching too much porn. And by not watching porn, I don't mean just like the nasty stuff. I'm talking like looking at girls on Instagram, stalking this, stalking that, buying their whatever. When you do that, you're teaching your brain that you don't have to put in any effort. You don't have to get ready. You don't have to be seen to see the most beautiful girls on the planet. Why the hell would your brain ever be like, yeah, get ready, do all this, work out, do everything that you need to do as a man so you can go out there and risk being rejected by a girl that isn't even nearly as attractive as these girls on your phone? Why would your brain do that? Of course you're not. Of course you're going to have anxiety. But you have to understand, guys have always been afraid of girls. Like Napoleon Bonaparte, he killed a bunch of people, was the last great conqueror on the planet. He was afraid of women. Yeah. Imagine taking over half the fucking world. You're afraid of girls. So it's natural to be afraid of them. What's not natural is to be so fucking afraid you don't pursue them. The only reason you'd be not pursuing them is if you've overstimulated yourself here. Every part of your biology is wanting you to go fuck. And if you can't pull that off, understand that that's not normal. Something physical has gone wrong, and it's usually porn. That's my TED Talk. I think it is the worst thing that could have ever happened. And then when you compare, you couple that with how easy it is to get weed, how strong weed is, and Call of Duty, you're fucked.
Can we just appreciate how well-spoken and articulate Jack is? He's incredible.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
He really is.
I appreciate the silent applause. What's your biggest turnoff? I know mine. What's yours?
Okay. I would say is someone that's extremely close-minded to other people's interests and hobbies and things that they enjoy. So if someone's like, oh, I really like this show, or I really like doing this, that's considered maybe more lame, and the person immediately shits on them and is like, well, that's kind of lame, or I could never do that, or I would never be into that. Hate that.
People that basically say they're too good for that.
Yes,
I would
it's
never.
so close-minded. It's
I understand
like
that.
people can enjoy things, even if it's not cool, if it's harmless.
Right.
I hate that.
On the
It's
contrary,
so annoying.
I have a pet peeve that directly negates this. My pet peeve is people that do not take life serious enough. People that they will go through all of high school just being an idiot. And that's fine. You're in high school. But it's not fine, but for some reason, culture and society has decided it's fine, so in a way it is fine. So let's say it's fine. Then they'll go to college, and they'll just continue their degeneracy from the ages of like 18 to 22, 24, 26, come out with no additional skills. They're not better at anything. They're just there's just more alcoholism. They've gained weight, and they're looking around like, where is my life? Why is my life like this? Don't do this. Don't allow yourself to become this type of person. I am 24 right now. I decided to take my life pretty serious at a very young age, and I'm forever grateful for this. The sooner you can decide to do this, the better. It is okay to have hobbies. I'm not freaking anyone out. I'm not trying to jump anyone's ass. But a lot of people take their hobbies too fucking serious. A lot of people... My best example I've ever been able to think of
I will agree with
is
that.
this hobby. Guys and girls, everyone's going to understand this. Hear me out. We all remember that group of guys in high school that spent all their money on their Mustang. That group of guys that was just into cars, and they all hang out in parking lots and vape. We all know that group of people, right? And I'm not hating. I'm into cars. I've gone to car meets before. I'm not like, if you're into cars, that's not what I'm saying. Understand my point here. We all know that group of guys that cares too much about how loud their car is, and not about how good of a person they are. Mm-hmm. They don't care about how healthy they are. Mm-hmm. It's always the dude wearing Yeezys, black sweatpants that are either a little too tight right here, but too baggy right here, right? Yeah. He's got a hat on, a hoodie over it, and he's pale as shit, skinny fat with a neck beard. Yeah. With a giant vape mod in his hand, and there's 10 of them. Yeah. They're always the biggest pieces of shit I've ever met, and I can never help but wonder if they were to allocate that time and that money and that energy into becoming a good person, their life would be so much better. And you can obviously extrapolate to everything, get video games, whatever. But that one in particular has always irked me. Yeah. Like, I don't understand. And have you ever noticed that they always have girlfriends that look like they're like one injection away from dying of an overdose?
Oh my God, Jack.
It is mean. But I'm not talking about anyone in particular. I'm not calling anyone out. And we all know what I'm talking about.
No, I agree
You've
with
all
you.
driven past Buffalo Wild Wings, and you've seen this group of people. You've all accidentally been out too long, called the Uber, you're on your way home, and you see this group of people that are in their fucking parking lot, and you look like every girl is like fearing their... Girls will see that group and go to the other side of town to get gas.
No, I agree with everything you said. It's important to have hobbies that you enjoy, but make sure you're balancing something productive, something worthwhile along with that.
Just take your life more seriously. Yes. Like, your health is so important. Mm-hmm. Your ability to provide something for people around you is important. Mm-hmm. Your ability to sound and be able to convey ideas and like make friends and just things that for some reason just aren't really like pounded into you very well.
They're not prioritized growing up.
Kids in high school care more about what their haircut. Yeah. And I did this. This is me. I'm saying all of this from experience. Kids in high school care more about their haircut than where they're going in life. Yeah. And I got a call from my little cousin. Mm-hmm. He's 17. So I hate to call Kenneth out. Sorry, shout out Kenneth. Idiot.
Jack, he's like, he is not.
I don't know why. I just don't know what to do. I feel like I got the haircut. Does my haircut? I'm like, well, dude, you are You are tall, you're handsome, you're athletic, you're intelligent, you have a good family, you have a car, like, you're going to be a doctor. Why are you so concerned of your haircut? Yeah. I say this as someone that has always been concerned of his haircut, by the way, because I have a massive forehead. But all I'm saying, you get what I'm not gonna waste everyone's time. You understand what I'm saying. Yeah. Decide what to give a shit about so that you don't end up 27, 28 in my fucking comment section saying that you're cheating on me because I happen to be a little feminine in a YouTube video. Like, bro, let's compare lives. Let's compare shit. Like, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but my God, like, I can only be so nice. Like, bro, what are you talking about? Every time I will click on it, and they're more concerned about their damn Mustang. Little neckbeard bitch. I feel like we did everything we needed to do.
I feel like this is a raunchy video, and I hope my employers don't see this.
Well, that's kind of the point. I would definitely not put this video on my resume. But we didn't actually say anything.
No, we didn't.
Like, most people watching this are, like, nodding their heads, like, yeah. I never really thought about it, but I remember being an idiot and, like, having access to an iPod.
Yeah, I guess so.
I remember grabbing my parents' iPad and making bad decisions. And if you didn't, like, more power to you. I just don't relate to that at all. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching on our road to 100 videos / vlogs. We will see you in the next one.